Judas has been one of the most hated people throughout history, the betrayer of the Messiah, the Son of God. Could the Gospel of Judas change everything we know about this person? In 2006, a translation of the Gospel of Judas was finally made available, who sold it to an antiquities dealer. But then it was stolen from him in the 80s. When experts finally got a hold of it, they realized how significant this find was. The Gospel of Judas starts with the words, "The secret account of the revelation that Jesus spoke in conversation with Judas Iscariot." This gospel then goes on to put a surprising twist on the tale of Judas's betrayal. In this gospel, Jesus actually commands Judas to betray him, and it's all part of Jesus' plan, kind of like when Dumbledore tells Snape to betray him in Harry Potter. Jesus tells Judas, "You will sacrifice the man who clothes me," referring to his own body. Jesus' conversation with Judas starts after the disciples misunderstand Jesus' teaching. Judas, however, correctly interprets Jesus' mysterious teachings. Jesus then says to him, "Separate from me, and I will tell you the mysteries of the kingdom." Later, Jesus comes to Judas and explains his secret teaching. He says, "There exists a great and infinite aeon, the extent of which no angelic race has seen. In it is the great invisible spirit, which no angelic eye has seen nor inner thought comprehended, and which has not been called by any name. And the invisible spirit said, 'Let an angel come into being as my attendant.' And a great angel, the self-originate, the God of light, came forth from the cloud. And the self-originate said, 'Let Adamus come into being.' And another angel came forth from the cloud as well, Soklos. Soklos said to his angels, 'Let us create a human being according to the likeness and according to the image.' Then they formed Adam and his wife Eve. But she is called in the cloud Life, for it is in the name that all the races seek him, and each one of them calls her by their names." And Judas said to Jesus, "What then will those races do?" Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, it is the stars that bring completion upon all things. When Soklos completes the time that has been assigned to him, their star will come with the races, and what has been said will be brought to completion. Next they will fornicate in my name and kill their children, the aeons, bringing their races that attend them to Soklos. And next Israel will come, bringing the 12 tribes of Israel, and all the races will serve Soklos, also sinning in my name. And your star will rule over the 13th aeon." As a Gnostic text, the Gospel of Judas teaches that the physical world is corrupted, and that only the spiritual world is perfect. The spiritual beings, beginning with Adamus, were placed in physical bodies. However, humanity eventually became corrupt and forgot about their divine origins. Therefore, the goal of Jesus' teaching is to get people to connect with their divine inner selves. This is what salvation means, according to this gospel, and it's the only way to reach the imperishable realm. Archbishop of Canterbury, Rowan Williams, says, "This is a demonstrably late text which simply parallels a large number of quite early, well-known works from the more eccentric fringes of the early Christian church." Amy Jill Levine of Vanderbilt University admits that the Gospel of Judas doesn't give any new trustworthy historical information about Jesus. While this gospel does give historians a better understanding of Gnosticism at the time it was written, it comes from long after any of the eyewitnesses of Jesus were still around, and therefore does not give any new, reliable information about the historical Jesus. The canonical Gospels from the Bible, on the other hand, were written while there were still many eyewitnesses around who could corroborate the information they give about Jesus. So while the Gospel of Judas cannot claim the same historical reliability that the canonical Gospels can, it certainly does provide an interesting picture of the beliefs that some early Christian sects held to.